Okay, so give me an example. Give me an example of a linear equation in two variables x and y. An example of a linear equation in two variables x and y.
Ma'am, 6x plus 8y plus c.
C.
Sorry, ma'am. 6x plus 8y plus 9.
That is an example of a linear polynomial in two variables x and y.
Ma'am, 2x plus 0.5 plus is equal to 5, ma'am.
No, but there's only one variable x.
2x plus 3y plus 5, ma'am.
Yeah, that again is a linear polynomial in two variables x and y. I want linear equation.
Ma'am, 2x plus 3y is equal to 5.
Is equal to, yeah, that equality, equal to sign, that equality is very important. So the examples, I think that was Arav and Shreyas. So your examples were right, but they were examples of linear polynomials in two variables x and y. You should have just said is equal to 0. Whatever was your example is equal to 0. So they are linear, they are examples of linear equations in two variables x and y. So generalizing that, so there should be one x term, there should be one y term, and there can be a constant and is equal to 0. Take up some examples. So like we just had some. So see this one. So 3x minus 5y, 3x minus 5y is equal to 7. 3x minus 5y is equal to 7, or 3x minus 5y minus 7 is equal to 0. So there is this x term, y term. The powers of x and y are 1. So linear is equal to 0. Minus 5 is equal to 0. So this is an example of a linear equation in two variables x and y. Now generalizing this, we say ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is the standard form of a linear equation in two variables x and y. Ax, because it can be 3x, it can be 4x, it can be minus 7 by 5x. So ax, the coefficient of x is ax plus by, because the y term can be anything. It can be root 2y, it can be minus 7y. So ax, where a is the coefficient of x, plus by, where b is the coefficient of y, plus c, the constant term, plus c. It's not mandatory that there should be this constant term. So c can even be 0. C can be 0. So when you say 2x plus 3y is equal to 0, 2x plus 3y is equal to 0. The constant is absent there. The value of c is 0. Okay, so c can also be 0. So ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is the standard form of a linear equation in two variables x and y. Conditions: a and b should not be both 0 at the same time. A and b should not be both 0 at the same time. When a is 0, b should not be 0. When b is 0, a should not be 0. A and b should not be both 0 at the same time. Because if both of them are 0, then it will be 0x plus 0y. So if the coefficient of x is 0, the coefficient of y should not be 0. If the coefficient of y is 0, the coefficient of x should not be 0. The coefficients of a and b should not be both 0 at the same time. That's one condition. And also A and B can be any real value. A and B can be any real value. A, B, C can be any real value. A and B should not be both 0 at the same time. So AX plus BY, AX plus BY plus C is equal to 0 is the standard form of a linear equation in two variables X and Y, where A, B, C can be any real value, but A and B, the values of A and B cannot be both 0 at the same time. Now we have already seen the graphical representation. We've already seen the graphical representation of a linear equation in two variables X and Y. We've already seen the graphical representation of a linear equation in two variables X and Y. So we saw it's a straight line. It's a straight line. The geometrical representation of a linear equation in two variables X and Y. We made that XY table. We first got the 3 points to be plotted, and then we on the graph paper we plot the 3 points. The 3 points have to be collinear. Then we connect them by that same straight line and obtain the graph of the linear equation in two variables X and Y. Now, since that's a line, there are so many points on that line. The graph is a straight line. The graph of a linear equation in two variables X and Y is a straight line, and a straight line has infinitely many points on it. Every point on the straight line will satisfy the corresponding linear equation. Every point. So when you extend it, see, the line is not limited to the, the boundary of your graph paper. The line is not limited to the boundary of your graph paper. It's a line. It extends indefinitely on both the sides. So there are infinitely many points on that line, and every point on that line has some address, right? Every point on the line has an address. Every point on that line will satisfy the corresponding linear equation. That is, you just arbitrarily just put your pencil at some point on the line. Simply put your pencil at any point on the line. Get the address of that point. So say 7, 8. So come back to the equation. In place of X, use 7, and in place of Y, use 8. On doing so and finding the value, you will see that the LHS is equal to the RHS. Supposing you have on the RHS you have 0. When you work the LHS, the value of the LHS with X7 and Y8 will be 0. The equation will be satisfied. I repeat, AX plus BY plus C is equal to 0 is the standard form of a linear equation in two variables X and Y, where A, B, C are real values. A and B, the values of A and B should not be both 0 at the same time. Because if both of them are 0, then it's not going to be a linear equation at all. If it is 0x and 0y, then there is no x term, there is no y term. It's not a linear equation at all. There should be at least x or y. There should be at least the x term or the y term. Okay, supposing the coefficient of y is 0. If the coefficient of y is 0, the coefficient of x should not be 0. Only then x is present there, which makes it a linear equation. There should be a variable with power 1. So if it is 0x, then there is no x term. And if it is 0y, at the same time, 0x plus 0y, A0, B0, no x and y terms, then where is it a linear equation? So the condition is if A is 0, B should not be 0. Or if B is 0, A should not be 0. There should be at least one variable X or Y there. So in that sense, 5x is equal to 3. Say 5x is equal to 3. 5x is equal to 3 can be written as, you must have a book and a pen with you, children. I am, my pace is slow. My pace is slow, so you have the time to write down in your book and understand. So I said, consider the equation 5x is equal to 3. 5x is equal to 3. So writing it in the standard form, it would look like 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now on the face of the equation, we just look at it, there's only one variable x. So it is a linear equation. It is linear because the power of x is 1. It's linear. So on the face of the equation, it is a linear equation in one variable x. But we know that every linear equation in one variable x can be treated as a linear equation in two variables x and y, which means this equation can be rewritten as 5x plus 0y, 5x plus 0y minus 3 is equal to 0. So you can every linear equation in one variable x or y can be treated as a linear equation in two variables x and y. So when you treat it as a linear equation in one variable x, it has only one solution. But when you treat the same equation as an equation in two variables x and y, it has infinitely many solutions. A linear equation in one variable, geometrically a linear equation in one variable is represented by a point on the number line, while a linear equation in two variables x and y is a straight line on the Cartesian plane. So on the straight line, we have so many points. Every point on the straight line will satisfy the corresponding linear equation. That is why a linear equation in two variables x and y has infinitely many solutions. Linear equation in two variables has infinitely many solutions. All right. So write each of the following equations in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 and indicate the values of a, b, c in each case. Write each of the following equations first in the standard form. In this form, see, they've specified the form. You should not write it like ax plus by is equal to c. You must not have the constant on the other side. You must have all the terms on one side and just 0 on the other side. All right, so look at this one. We'll just take one example, children. Okay, let's say this one, the seventh one here. Let's say the seventh one. So this is nothing but, let's talk about this one. So this is nothing but 3y. 3y is equal to 5x. So now we may get different values for a, b, and c depending on how you transpose. So like if, okay, let's just do this and understand. So if we can get two sets of values depending on how we transpose. Now here I have taken 3y to this side, 3y to this side. So 5x minus 3y is equal to 0. Please understand, on cross multiplying and working this, we get 3y is equal to 5x. And then 5x, I have 5x here. I transpose this minus 3y. 5x minus 3y is equal to 0. So when you write it like this, And when you compare this with ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, the value of a is 5. The value of b is minus 3 because it's plus by. It's plus by. Correct? It's plus by. So the value of b is minus 3. And the value of c is 0 because you don't see a c term there at all. So it's 0. On comparing this one with ax plus by plus c, ax, so a is 5, plus by is minus 3y, so b is minus 3. So we have the x term, we have the y term. We don't see the constant at all, so it's like plus 0. After 3y, it's like plus 0. So c is 0. So like this, we have a5, b minus 3, c 0. But if we bring 5x to this, if we transposed 5x, then it would be minus 5x. When you transpose this, minus 5x plus 3y is equal to 0. Minus 5x plus 3y is equal to 0, in which case the value of a will be minus 5. The value of b will be plus 3. Opposite signs they'll have. A, B and C will come with opposite signs. Here C is 0. So if you bring this here, then that will be minus 5x plus 3y. So A will be minus 5, B plus 3 and C 0. That's fine. That is fine. So you can get two sets of values. So the second set will have opposite signs. The same numerical values with opposite signs. So nothing much about this, children. That's all it is everywhere. So in the fourth one, see, in the fourth one, you need to just take up the LCM. In the fourth one, you just need to take up the LCM. LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So work this and cross multiply and, put it in the standard form like this. And then compare. A is 3, B is minus 2, C is minus 30. I don't think you should have any questions here. Let's see the second one. Write each of the following as linear equations in two variables x and y. In two variables. So again, cross multiply and you have this. And the y term is missing. There's no y term. So just show it like 0y. 3x plus 0y, transpose this, plus 7 is equal to 0. That's all. If you don't find the x term, then write 0x. So in this case, 0x plus 35y plus 12 is equal to 0. So you just have to cross multiply and bring the terms to one side and show the missing term like this. There's the y term, no x term, so 0x. Here you have 3x, the x term. Y term is missing, so 0y. Look at the third one, children. Look at this one. Show that x is equal to 0. Children, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So show that x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 2, and x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 4 is a solution of this equation. That is, when you make the graph of this equation, you don't have to make the graph. You have to make the graph only if you see that word graph in the question. Only if it's given, make a graph or represent it geometrically, only then you have to make it. So 3x minus 2y is equal to 4 is a linear equation in two variables x and y, and we know that its graphical representation is a straight line in the Cartesian plane, and on the straight line there are infinitely many points. Of those infinitely many points, these are 2 points lying on the line 0, -2 and 4, 4. So this one is a straight line in the Cartesian plane. The geometrical representation of this equation is a straight line on the Cartesian plane. Now that straight line, on the straight line, there are so many points. There is one point with the address 0, -2. There is one point with the address 0, -2. There's another point with the address 4, 4. X is equal to 4, y is equal to 4. 4, 4. Address of a point on the line. The x coordinate and the y coordinate. 0, -2. So you must show that these 2 points lie on that line. You must show that 0, -2 and 4, 4 lie on that straight line. So it should satisfy this equation. It should satisfy this equation. So write out the equation and use x0, y -2. Work the LHS. See, bring everything to one side. You can also see, okay, let me, so you can work 3x - 2y, the LHS. You will get 4. RHS is also 4. So LHS is equal to RHS. That's one way of doing. Or you can bring everything to one side. All the terms to one side like this. This is what is given to you. 3x - 2y is equal to 4 is given to you. Option 1 is you can take up the LHS as it is. Substitute for x and y. The answer will be 4. RHS is also 4. LHS is equal to RHS. So it is a solution. Or you can do it like this also. You can bring this 4 to the other side and then use the values of x and y. So see here, when you work the LHS, the answer is 0. The answer is 0. And that's the RHS also. RHS is also 0. LHS is equal to RHS. So it's a solution. So x is equal to 0 and y is equal to -2 is a solution of the equation, this one. If it is a solution, it should satisfy the equation. That's all it is. If it does not satisfy the equation, it is not a solution. That means that point lies on the graph paper but does not lie on that straight line. If a point does not satisfy an equation, it doesn't mean that that point does not exist. That point exists, but that point does not lie on this straight line, the graph of this straight line. That's all it is. There are so many points. Every point cannot satisfy this equation. Only the points that lie on the straight line will satisfy this equation. So this point 0, -2 will satisfy this equation if it lies on the graph of this equation. If it does not lie, then it will not satisfy. That doesn't mean that the point does not exist. The point there, a point like that exists, but does not lie on the straight line. Shall we move on, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here, so the earlier question, you had to show that it's a solution. See here, show that. You must show that 0, -2 and 4, 4 are solutions to this equation. You must show that. You cannot say yes or no. You must say yes. So when you work the RHS and the LHS, they must be equal. Here it is check. Check meaning they may be, they may lie, they may not lie. Check which of the following are solutions of the equation and which are not. So take up the equation. Go through this, children. I don't have to say anything much about this. Please go through this. So let's just do the fifth one. So 2x minus y is equal to 6. Let's check if root 2 comma minus root 2. Let's check if this one satisfies this equation. So take up the LHS. 2x, which means 2 root 2. X is root 2. So 2 root 2 minus y. Meaning minus y is minus root 2. Y is minus root 2. So on working this we get and minus 6. See here this one. 2x minus y is equal to 6. So 2x minus y minus 6 is equal to 0. 2x minus y minus 6 is equal to 0. So this is 2x minus y minus 6. Work that 2 root 2 plus root 2 minus 6. And 2 root 2 plus root 2 is 3 root 2. 3 root 2 minus 6. So LHS, the value of the LHS is 3 root 2 minus 6. But the value of the RHS is 0 because it's 2x minus y minus 6 is equal to 0. The value of the RHS is 0. But LHS is 3 root 2 minus 6. So LHS is not equal to the RHS. The value of the LHS is not equal to the value of the RHS. Hence, this point is not a solution of this equation. That means this point does not lie on the graph of this straight line. This point does not lie on the graph of this straight line. So the earlier question was show that, x and y are solutions. X comma y is a solution to that equation. Here, you must check if x comma y is a solution. Check. So LHS may be equal to the RHS or may not be equal. Yeah. Write 4 solutions of the equations. Write 4 solutions. So we have this equation x plus pi y. You don't have to take the value of pi 22 by 7. You don't have to do that. X plus pi y is equal to minus 9. You need to write 4 solutions. You need to write 4 solutions. That is without making the graph. What do we understand by this? Write 4 solutions of the equation x plus pi y is equal to minus 9. That means, see, we are not, requested to make the graph here. We don't have to make the graph. Without making the graph, you should find out there are infinitely many solutions because it's a straight line. The graph will be a straight line and there are infinitely many points lying on the straight line. So there are many points. Of those infinitely many points, you should find just 4 points. Write 4 solutions, meaning write 4 points that lie on the graph of this straight line. Please understand the question. This is a linear equation. This one is a linear equation and 2 variables x and y. Graphically, straight line in the Cartesian plane. Straight line, so there are so many points lying on that straight line. Every point is a solution to this equation. Every point on that straight line is a solution to this equation. So this equation has infinitely many solutions. Of those infinitely many points lying on the straight line, you need to find 4 of them. You need to find the address of 4 points. That's what 4 solutions. You need to find the address of 4 points which lie on that straight line. Without making the graph. Without making the graph. So here's how we do it. So you can see this here when x is 0. Convenient. That's just for the sake of convenience. You can take any value for x. You can say when x is 100 and find the value of y. You can give any value for x and find the corresponding value of y. Okay, so when x is 0. So when x is 0, find the value of y. See, we're finding the value of y when x is 0. What is the value of y? Minus 9 by pi. So 0, x is 0. When x is 0, y is minus 9 by pi. So 0 comma minus 9 by pi is a solution to this given equation. That means this point will lie on the straight line. Because we are giving some value for x. We are not saying, you cannot just write, okay, 0, 2 lies on it. No, you cannot assume both the values of meaning you cannot assume both x and y. You should assume x and find the corresponding value of y, or you must assume y and find the corresponding value of x. You cannot say, okay, fine, okay, -1, -2 lies on that line. No, it's not like that. You can assume the value of one of them. So assume for x and find the corresponding value of y, or assume the value of y and find the corresponding value of x. So that's what you see here. Here when y is 0, when y is 0, take up the equation, y is 0, solve and find x, because when you take y as 0, there's only x there. So solve and find the value of x. Now be careful when you write the point. It's not 0, -9. It's not 0, -9. It's -9, 0. -9, 0. -9, because x first and then y. So -9, 0 is a solution to the given equation. That means this point lies on the straight line, the graph of this equation. So like this, you'll have to find 4 children. And I said you can take any values only. So here you see x and y 0, x and y -1. Just for the sake of simplicity, work with small numbers. But again, you can take any number. You can take fractions. You can take any real value. You can even take 0. So here you can also take 0. Okay, that's what it is. So the question was, write 4 solutions of the equations. Write 4 solutions. That means you should find the address of any 4 points. You must find the address of any 4 points lying on the straight line. That straight line, which is a graph of this equation. All right. So write 4 solutions without making the graph. So see, without making the graph, without obtaining the straight line, we are finding the address of 4 points that lie on the straight line. Just a minute, children, I'm coming back. Please have a look at the second one. Do we understand the meaning of the first question, children? Write 4 solutions of the equations. Write 4 solutions. Okay. So we are writing. We are trying to find the address of 4 points that lie on the graph of this equation without making the graph. Let's see the second one. Write 2 solutions of the form. So write 2 solutions of the form x is equal to 0, y is equal to a. X is equal to b, y is equal to 0 for the following equations. So that means they've insisted that you take x0 and y0, x0 in one case and y0 in the other case. That's all it is. So take up the equation. When x is 0, find the corresponding value of y. When x is 0, find the corresponding value of y. So x is equal to, when x is 0, y is minus 5. So x0 and y minus 5 is a solution of the given equation. Nothing here, there's no specification. You are free to take any value for x and find the corresponding value of y, or take any value for y and find the corresponding value of x in the first case. Here, you are expected to take x0 and find the corresponding value of y. That's why y is equal to a. And you are expected to find the second point, you are expected to take y0 and find the corresponding value of x. That's why x is equal to b. So when x is 0, this is one address, x0, y a is one address, x and y values. And here this is the other address, x comma y. So for the first one, when x is 0, we get y minus 5. So when x is 0, y is equal to minus 5. This is the solution of the given equation. That is 0 comma minus 5 is a solution. The point 0 comma minus 5 lies on the graph of this equation. This is the second one. When y is 0. So when y is 0, find the corresponding value of x. When y is 0, find the corresponding value of x. So when x is 2, be careful to write, the order is important. When x is 2, y is 0. So 2 comma 0 is a solution of the given equation. 2 comma 0, not 0 comma 2, children. First the x value and then the y value. First the x value and then the y value. So 2 comma 0 is a solution to the given equation. So of the form x is equal to 0 and y is equal to a means take x as 0, find the corresponding value of y, and take y as 0, find the corresponding value of x. So the first question was find 4 solutions. Second one, find 2 solutions. And the condition was to the 2 solutions must be like 0 comma something and something comma 0. 0 comma something meaning when x is 0, what is y? The next one is when y is 0, what is x? So something comma 0. Look at the third one. Find k. Find k if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 is a solution of the equation. So this equation is given to you. X is 1, y is 1 is a solution. That is 1 comma 1. X is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 meaning 1 comma 1 is a solution of this equation. That means it satisfies this equation. Find the value of k. So you know what to do. X is 1, y is 1. And since it's a solution, it will satisfy the equation. And the value of k is 5. See the fifth one here. Any questions, children?
No, ma'am.
What about the others?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, children.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, children. All right, let's proceed. So if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2 is a solution of this equation. Find the value of a. Find the values of a. So do you think this one is a linear equation, children? Please answer that first. A squared. Is this a
No,
linear?
ma'am.
Yeah, let's just think about that first. Understanding the question is very important. Now, see, there's a square. Yes, is this a linear equation?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
What if I say yes?
Ma'am, if we take the common things out between a square x plus ay, then it could be linear, ma'am.
No, but it's not like that, right? You should multiply and get the equation. As it is, you should say.
Ma'am, it can't be, ma'am, because as per ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is a standard linear, is a standard equation, no, ma'am. Then how, ma'am, a square will come?
Okay.
The power should be linear, ma'am.
Power should be linear. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, it could be, I'm sorry, it is a linear, ma'am, because x and y is the variable, ma'am.
Exactly. X and Y are the variables. A square is just a coefficient of X. This one is a coefficient of X. So this can be, the value of A can be 3. So 3 square 9 it is. See, okay, here, see here. We get A is minus 3. So A is minus 3 meaning minus 3 square. What is minus 3 squared? Plus 9. 9x it is. 9x. As Kanishka rightly pointed out, this equation, see here, there is the x term. Yeah, this is the x term. This is the y term and this is the constant. All right. Now, is this a linear equation in x and y? Who will decide if it is linear or not? Not you and me. The powers of x and y. All right. So the power of x is 1. The power of y is also 1. This is a linear equation in x and y. Then what about this a square? This one is a coefficient of x. A square, see, when you get a is 1, 1 square is 1. 1x it is. So not to get confused with this, because the variables are x and y. The power of x is 1. We're not worried about the coefficient. A is not the variable. A is some unknown value here. We do not know the coefficient of x. So if you find the value of a square, that number will be the coefficient of x. X is the variable, its power is 1. Y is the variable, its power is 1. Clearly linear equation in x and y. All right. So if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2 is a solution of this equation. Find the values of a. You know what is a solution. So take x1, y2 and work it. X is 1, y is 2. X1 and y2. Don't put it in place of a. X is 1, y is 2. So when you substitute and work, you get a quadratic equation in a. You get a quadratic equation in a. Solve the quadratic equation by splitting the middle term and hence find the two values of a. So a can be minus 3 or a can be 1. So when a is minus 3, the equation will be, see here in the question, the equation, we do not know the coefficients of x and y. So now we found a is minus 3. So let's construct the equation. A is minus 3. So it will be minus 3 squared 9x. 9x minus 3y is equal to 3 is the equation. Or the equation can be when a is 1, 1x plus 1y. That means x plus y is equal to 3. The equation can be use in place of a, use minus 3. That can be the equation, or in place of a, use 1. In which case you get 1 square is 1, so x plus 1y, y is equal to 3. So a can be minus 3 or a can be 1. We get two different equations, children. When a takes the value minus 3, we get an equation. When a takes the value 1, we get a different equation. That is, the coefficients of x and y are different in these two cases. Both the equations will be different, but this 1, 2 is a solution to both the equations. That's all. That's what it means. 1, 2 is a solution to both the equations. This point 1, 2 will lie on both the lines. Now, one of you tell me the equation when a is 3. When a is 3, sorry, when a is minus 3, what is the equation?
Minus 3 square.
Yeah, simplify and tell me.
9x plus 3y is equal to 3, ma'am.
Plus 3y.
Yes,
Nine-
ma'am.
9x plus 3y.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am, minus 3y.
Yeah, 9x minus 3y is equal to 3. When a is 1,
One x plus.
yeah. Yeah, 1x plus. Why 1x plus? Suddenly it broke down. Yes, continue.
X plus y is
Ma'am,
equal
one.
to 3, ma'am.
Yeah, x plus y is equal to 3. X plus y is equal to 3. So we get two different equations. Both the equations will have 1, 2 as a solution. That's what it is. All right. So what is it here? Here the coefficients of x and y are not known. This information is given to help you to find the coefficients of x and y. That's all it is. In this equation, we see the variable x. It's the value, the numerical value of the coefficient of x is not known. X, the coefficient is a square. We don't know the numerical value. Y, its coefficient is a. We do not know the numerical value. So there is some information given. 1, 2 is a solution of this equation. With the help of this equation, you can construct the equation correctly. Sorry, with the help of this information, 1, 2 is a solution of this equation. With the help of this information, you can find the values of A and construct the equation. That is, find the values of find the coefficients of x and y. So 9x minus 3y is equal to 3 can be the equation, or x plus y is equal to 3. For both the equations, 1, 2 is a solution. If x is equal to 1, y is equal to 6 is a solution of the equation, find the values of A. So 1, 6. If 1, 6 is a solution, that is what is given like this. X is equal to 1, y is equal to 6. That means if the point 1, 6, if the point 1, 6 is a solution, it's just 1 point, 1, 6, only one address it is, 1, 6 is a, so this point lies on the line, straight line. All right, so if 1, 6 is a solution, if 1, 6 is a solution of this equation, find the values of A. So, you just have to use 1 in place of x and 6 in place of y. Work, you get a quadratic equation. Split the middle term, solve and find the values of A. That's all it is. Find the values of A. The question is to find the values of A, and here are the values of A. The next one. If x is k square, x is equal to k square, y is equal to k, is a solution of this equation. Find the values of k. That means k square comma k is a solution. K square comma k. X is k square, y is k. So k square comma k. K square comma k, meaning the point can be like 25 comma 5. What is 25 comma 5 like? 5 is k and k square is 5 square 25. If the y coordinate is k, the x coordinate is k square. If the y coordinate is k, so if the y coordinate is 3, the x coordinate is 3 square 9, 9 comma 3. So the solutions are in this form. The x coordinate is the square of the y coordinate. The x coordinate of the point is the square of the y coordinate of the point. See here, supposing y is 5, then x is 5 square 25. So if x is equal to k square and y is equal to k is a solution of this equation, Find the values of k. So in place of x, use k square. In place of y, use k. You get a quadratic equation in k. Split the middle term, solve, find the values of k. So k can be 3 or k can be 2. 3 or 2. So come back here. When k is, see, answer ends here, meaning we are expected to only find the values of k, value or values of k, and we found it. Finished. How do we understand this? K, so when k is 3, come back here. When k is 3, that means y is equal to 3. Y is equal to 3. Then what is x?
9, ma'am.
9. When y is equal to 3, x is equal to 3 square, 9. X is 9. So 9 comma 3 is a solution of this equation. 9 comma 3 is a solution of this equation. 9 comma 3 is a solution of this equation. Again, when k is 2, that is y is 2. What is x? When y is 2, what is x?
4, ma'am.
4. So when y is 2, k is 2, when y is 2, x will be 2 square, 4. So 4 comma 2, x is 4, y is 2. So 4 comma 2 is also a solution. That means 9 comma 3 and 4 comma 2 are solutions of this equation. No, that's the further interpretation. That's all. Our answer ends here. K is 3, K is 2, finished. But how do we understand that? So when K is 3, we get 9 comma 3. When K is 2, we get 4 comma 2. So 9 comma 3 and 4 comma 2 are solutions of this equation. See the eighth one. If 2k minus 1 comma k, 2k minus 1 is the x coordinate. 2k minus 1 is the x coordinate. Minus k, this is the y coordinate. This is the y coordinate. 2, this is the x coordinate, comma, this is the y coordinate. So if this one is a solution of this equation, find the value of k. In fact, 8, 9, and 10 you can understand yourself. Please have a look. Please look at 8. Please look at 8, 9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10. So
Ma'am?
yes.
Ma'am, a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, please. Yes.
Ma'am, if 2k minus 1k is a solution of that question,
Mhm.
they haven't given that x is equal to 2k minus 1.
No, that's what this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. This is x comma y, right? This is the address of the point x comma y. X is 2k minus. In place of x, you see 2k minus 1. In place of y, you see k.
Okay, ma'am.
This represents a point 2k minus 1 comma k, where the x coordinate is 2k minus 1 and the y coordinate is k. How do you read this? Have you seen this in physics? How do you read this symbol?
Ma'am.
How do you read this? So it's lambda. Lambda, lambda. It's a Greek letter. It's a Greek letter. lambda, LAMBDA, lambda. This is the lowercase lambda. Okay, so find lambda if minus lambda comma 5/2 is the solution of this equation. So this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. So in place of x, you must use minus lambda. And in place of y, you must use 5/2 and work and find the value of lambda. So here the x coordinate is 2 alpha plus 1 and the y coordinate is alpha minus 1. This is again alpha, a Greek letter. Greek letter. Alpha. This is not 22, it is 2 alpha. 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 2 alpha, not 22, it's 2 alpha, 2 alpha plus 1 and alpha minus 1. This is lambda, LAMB, lambda, DA, lambda. This is alpha. Both are Greek letters. They are letters of the Greek alphabet. Okay. Is it fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
how many of you finished the homework? How many of us finished the homework? Nobody?
I completed.
Who is that?
Sangamitra.
Sangamitra, you missed one class, right?
Yes, ma'am. But then you have shared the notes on WhatsApp. I copied those.
If it's okay, please share the reason. Okay, I was actually concerned why you missed that class. I did not ask you in the next class. I wanted to text you, but I forgot.
I'll send the reason. Okay.
Children, if you missed the class, kindly find time to text me the reason for the same.
Ma'am?
Yeah, so we'll not discuss that now. Yeah, any question related to the assignment?
No, ma'am.
Right. Only Sangamitra has finished the assignment. Okay.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, but you have shared the answers also, no, ma'am.
Yeah, you have to practice. So you thought I shared the answers? You don't have to work, is it?
No, ma'am, I finished, but I was confused that it was an assignment or not.
All right, children. Let's see the second one. So we'll just discuss the answers, assignment answers. The second one, draw the graph of the equation. Where does the graph intersect the x-axis and y-axis? I'll tell you something about the table also. Yeah. So here's how we make the table. This is the equation given. This is the equation given. So we need to prepare this XY table. In order, see, we have to make the graph and find out where the line intersects the x and y axis. where the line intersects the x and y axis can be found even without making the graph. We'll also discuss that. This line 2x minus 3y, this is an equation. This is a linear equation with two variables x and y. We know that its graphical representation is a straight line. Now it's given that the straight line intersects the x and y axis, and we are expected to make the graph and find out where the line intersects the x and y axis. We can also find, without making the graph, we can find the point where the graph cuts the x axis and the point where the graph cuts the y axis without making the graph. Just by some algebraic calculation, we can find out those points. We can find the address of those points. Let's first understand using the graph. So this is the equation. This is the equation. In order to make a graph of this equation, we need to prepare this xy table. We need to prepare this xy table, for which we either write x in terms of y or y in terms of x. Sometimes, teachers use the equation as it is like this. They give different values for x and find for y, or give values for y and find for x. But this is conventional. This is conventional, children. This is an old habit of making the xy table. So we write x in terms of y or y in terms of x. You can choose anything. You can choose to write it anyway. So here we write x. Here what you see is I've written x in terms of y. Now we give different values for y and find the corresponding values of x. This is the equation. Here we see x in terms of y. We need to give different values for y and find the corresponding values of x. So here you see when y is 0, x is 6. When y is minus 2, x is 3. And when y is 2, x is 9. Avoid, now when you give a particular value for y, and the value for x is difficult to be found accurately on the graph. Ignore such values. Try to get numbers which are integers, because they're easy to plot. If it's 0.5, if it's 1.5, 2.5, that's also fine. That can be plotted. But if it's a recurring decimal, you cannot find its exact position on the graph paper. Graph has its own limitations. So we'll not go with such values. We'll not go with values which cannot be exactly found on the paper, graph paper. So like this, when y is 0, y is minus 2 and y is 2, we found the different values of x. Write the values in the table carefully. When x is 6, x is 6, y is 0. So write x6, y 0. X is 3, y minus 2. x3, y minus 2. x9, y 2. x9, y 2. Write the x values against x and y values against y. See, y is 0, y is minus 2, y is 2. Write the y values against y and the corresponding values of x. Now, these are the points to be plotted: 3, minus 2, 6, 0, and 9, 2. Any questions here, children, in preparing this table?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
All right.
No, ma'am.
All right, children. Thank you. Fine.
No, ma'am.
All right. So we need to plot the points 3, minus 2, 6, 0, and 9, 2. All right. So here's how it is. 9, 2 here. 6, 0. 3, minus 2. Connect the 3 points by a straight line and pull it so that it intersects. Don't stop here. Don't stop here. Don't put your arrow here and say, no, it did not cut the y-axis at all. It will extend the line on both the sides. See, if you connect from here, if you connect the points and you stop here and you put the arrow here indicating it's a line, you put the arrow here, you stop here, then you would feel that it doesn't cut the y-axis at all. It's a line. Please produce it. Make sure it cuts the y-axis and then you stop. Here you can stop. So from the graph, you can make out that the line cuts the x-axis at 6, 0 and the y-axis at 0, -4. The graph, you can see it here, the graph intersects. That is a straight line. The graph meaning the straight line. The graph of the equation, the straight line intersects the x-axis at the point 6, 0 and the y-axis at the point 0, -4, not -4, 0, 0, -4. Now, all of you write this equation. Please write this equation. 2x minus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0. Write this in your book.
Wrote, ma'am.
Yeah, good. Now, use x0 and find the corresponding value of y. Take x as 0 and find the corresponding value of y. You don't have to write x in terms of y or y in terms of x. Just write the equation 2x minus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0. Next line, in place of x, you say 0 and find the corresponding value of y.
Ma'am, y is equal to -4, ma'am.
Yeah, y is equal to -4. So what was the value of x? 0.
0, ma'am.
When x is 0, y is -4. That's what you see here. See here, 0, -4. When x is 0, y is -4. When x is 0, y is -4. So now this will be, so 0, -4. Okay, now find the other one also. Now find when y is 0, find the corresponding value of x. When y is 0, write the equation again. 2x minus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0. In place of y, use 0 and find the corresponding value of x.
Six, ma'am.
X is 6. So now you have the address of 2 points with you. You have one 0, -4. Because when x is 0, y is -4. So 0, 4 is 1 point you have. And then when y is 0, x is 6. That is 6, 0. You have 6, 0. See, now we did not make the graph. We just took up the equation. We found y when x is 0 and we found x when y is 0. Now we have these 2 points with us, 0, -4 and 6, 0. Now we know that every point on the x-axis, okay, let's read some points on the x-axis. What is the address of this point on the x-axis? What is the address of this point on the x-axis? This point, this one. What's the address of this point on the x-axis? -5, 0. -5. See, if you mark this as a point, what is the address of this point? -5, 0. What about this one?
-4, 0, ma'am.
Yeah, the address of this point?
-3, 0.
This one?
1, 0.
1, 0. So we observe that the y coordinate of the point on the x-axis is always 0. If you take any point on the x-axis, any point, now say you take up this point on the x-axis, this point is given by the address 9, 0. So the y coordinate is always 0. So 6, 0, in 6, 0, the y coordinate is 0. That answer in your book. The answer in your book, 6, 0. The y coordinate is 0. So 6, 0 is the point where the graph cuts the x-axis. But how do we know it's x-axis? Because when the y coordinate is 0, the point lies on the x-axis. When the y coordinate is 0, the point lies on the x-axis. So 6, 0, when you give y 0 and find the corresponding value of x, you're finding the point where the line cuts the x-axis, because only there y is 0. And when you give x 0 and find the corresponding value of y, x is 0 only on the y-axis. See here, what's the address of this point? What's the address of this point?
Minus
0,
1,
minus
0.
1.
0, minus 1. What about the address of this point?
0, 4.
0, 4.
0, 4. This one?
0, 1.
0, 1.
0, 1. This one?
0, minus 3.
0, minus 3. So what we observe is when you take up any point on the y-axis, its x coordinate is 0. Its x coordinate is 0. So when you give x 0 and find the corresponding value of y, x is 0 and find the corresponding value of y, we got 0, minus 4. Clearly, where is the x coordinate 0? When the point lies on the y-axis. When will you get an answer like this? 0, minus 4. This point, when you plot this point will be on the y-axis because x coordinate is 0. X coordinate is 0. So 0, minus 4 is a point that lies on the y-axis because x is 0. And 6, 0 is a point that lies on the x-axis because y is 0. So in order to find, so without making the graph, suppose you're given this equation. You're given this equation 2x minus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0. And you are asked to find the point where the graph line cuts the x-axis and the y-axis. This is all you have to do. Take y as 0. When you take y as 0, you're finding the point on the x-axis. When you take x as 0, you're finding the point on the y-axis. So take y as 0 and find the corresponding value of x. We get 6, 0. So 6, 0 is the point where the line cuts the x-axis. Here, when you take x as 0, x is equal to 0, and find the corresponding value of y. When x is 0, y is minus 4. When you take x as 0, you're finding, so the answer is 0, minus 4. So when x is 0 and you find the corresponding value of y, you're finding the point where the line cuts the y-axis. That's it. Without making the graph, you can find. But here the instruction was to make the graph and then find. So we had to make the graph. So if you just have to find the points where the graph line cuts the x-axis and y-axis, you don't have to make the graph. Just with this algebraic calculation, when x is 0, y is 0, you can find the points. Now, when you were making the table for this, just a minute. Now here, this again was given as an assignment, the third one, 1, 2, 3, right? Question numbers 1, 2, and 3. You were supposed
1,
to
2, 3, and ma'am.
1, 2, and 3, yeah. So this third one, I just want to tell you something about the third one. Now, when the denominator is, see, when the denominator here is 2, 5, it's convenient. When the denominator is 2 and 5, there is a convenience, meaning the answers you get, you will be able to plot. Because it will either be, okay, when it is 2 and 5, when the denominator is 2 and 5, it will be convenient. Even 4, 2, 4, and 5, when the denominator is 2, 4, or 5, the points you get, the answer you get, that is the corresponding values of x you get, will be, you will be able to plot those points. They won't be non-terminating decimals. There will be a terminating decimal. Now, when the denominators are something other than 2, 4 or 5, 2, 4 or 5, now in this case 3, you should be careful in selecting the point. You must find that first point. See, you should find that first number where, see, we are interested only in integer values. We are interested only in integer values. That's the most convenient to plot. Integer values are the most convenient to plot. So we are looking only for integer values of x and y. Now, when you when you write like this x in terms of y, you see the denominator is 3. The denominator here is 3. Now try 0. Now say x, y is 0. Okay, please follow me. When we say y is 0, see, I'm not explaining the working here, children. I'm not explaining the working here. We are taking some other case. Now, when y is 0, when y is 0, what happens? 4 into 0 is 0, 7 minus 0. So 7 by 3. It's difficult to plot 7 by 3 on the graph paper. 7 by 3 is 2, 1 by 3. That is 2.333. So don't go ahead with such values. 2.333. Ignore that. Then don't take y 0. Don't take y as 0. Don't take y as 0, because when y is 0, the answer is correct. When y is 0, x is 7 by 3. That is fine. If you have to find what is the value of x when y is 0. Yeah, when y is 0, x is 7 by 3. That is correct. It's not incorrect. But there's a difficulty in plotting. So we will not go ahead with 7 by 3, which is 2, 1 by 3. Okay, then let's try minus 1. 0 is not happening. 0 is not happening. So let's try minus 1, or let's try 1. Let's try minus 1, say. Now, minus 4 into minus 1 is plus 4. So 7 plus 4, 11. 11 by 3. 11 by 3 is 3, 2 by 3. 3, 2 by 3. Oh, again, 3, 2 by 3 is difficult to plot. Meaning, what is that? 3, 2 by 3, comma, minus 1. Because we said y is minus 1, right? So 3, 2 by 3, comma, minus 1. It's inconvenient to plot. So we'll not go ahead with that. So we tried 0, we tried minus 1. Now let's try minus 2. Just go in an order. Don't go in an order. See, we said 0, then minus 1, minus 2, or you say 0, 1 and 2. Don't take random values now. You're trying to find that first value which is going to work for you. You're trying to find that first value which is going to be convenient to plot. So go in an order. We tried 0, didn't happen. Then we tried minus 1, or you try 1. After 0, try minus 1 or 1. Okay, so 0 did not happen. Minus 1 also not possible. Now let's try minus 2. Let's try minus 2. So minus 4 minus 2 is plus 8. 7 plus 8 is 15 by 3, 5. When y is minus 2, x is 5. When y is minus 2, x is 5. Now, children, so after getting the first point, y minus 2, x 5. So let me just tell you using this. So what I did here is I tried 0, did not work. Then I tried 1. When I tried 1, listen to this one. When I tried 1, y is 1. 4 into 1, 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 by 3, 1. 3 by 3 is 1. So when y is 1, x is 1. See here, when y is 1, x is 1. Now, look at the y value. When y is 1, you're getting x1, right? When y is 1, x is 1. Both are integers. It's convenient to plot. Now you should jump in threes. Once you identify that first value, jump in threes. Jump in, counting the denominator. The denominator is 3, right? The denominator is 3. Skip in threes and get the next value. So after y1, you should use y4. After 4, use 7. After 7, use 10. All those numbers will work. All those will give you only integer values of x. We tried 0, it did not work. Then we tried 1 when y is 1. When y is 1, we are getting an integer value for x. X is 1. Now at this point, it's convenient to decide the other values of y because we have to assume for y, right? We'll have to assume for y. When y is 1, x is 1. So this is working. Now, once you hit this first value of y correctly, it is easy to get the other values I'm saying. Now after y is 1, don't try y is 2. Don't try y3. That will not work. Don't try y2, y3. Don't try. See, we are assuming for y, children, not for x. We are finding for x. We are assuming for y. I am talking about this y. What we have to assume. I'm talking about this. That first value of y, we have to, trial and error. We hit that first value correctly. So when y is 1, x is 1. After this, it is easy to get that, to identify that first number. You have to keep trying. Once you hit that first number, the others are easy. So we tried 0. It didn't work, meaning we didn't get an integer value for x. Then we tried whatever. Now we got 1 when y is 1. When y is 1, we're getting an integer value for x. So you're happy with this 1, 1. So easy to plot. Now we want all other points to be easy to plot, convenient to plot. It's easy now because now the denominator is 3. Y is 1. Skip in 3s. Either sides. You can skip in 3 to the left or the right side, any side. So now 1 plus 3 is 4. Now next to take y is 4. The denominator 3. The denominator 3. Skip in 3s. If the denominator is 7, skip in 7s. After 1, you should take 1 plus 7, 8. Then after that, 8 plus 7, 15, like that. Now the denominator is 3. When y is 1, we found x is 1. Now after this, 1 plus 3 is 4. So take y 4. When y is 4, you will get an integer value for x. See, we got, you will get an integer value. Now here, y minus 2, you can take after 4. What can you take, children? When y is 4, we get something. Then after 4, what can you take?
7, ma'am.
7, because 4 plus 3 is 7. This y value 4 plus 3 is 7. Use 7 here. Use 7 here. 4 into 7, 28. 7 minus 28 is minus 21. Minus 21 by 3 is minus 7. Every number will work like that. What I've taken here is, this is 1, right? I've skipped 3 to the left side. To the left side. So that means 1. I didn't take 0. I didn't take minus 1. I took minus 2. That is, I did 1 minus 3. You can add 3 or subtract 3 from this. Skip in 3s, I said, children. You can add 3 to this number or subtract 3. So 1 minus 3 I did. 1 minus 3, minus 2. So minus, when I use minus 2, I'm getting 5. See, sometimes the denominator will be 11 also. The denominator will be 11. You will be trying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing will work. You will get, when you take some value for y, you will get a corresponding value of x, but that will be so inconvenient to plot. And even if you manage to plot it smartly, the 3 points may not be collinear. Okay, some of you plot between 2 lines, you just mark the point and you plot, but the 3 points will not be collinear. So you must, as far as possible, we must try to get integer values like this. Or if you get 1.5, 2.5, that's also fine. Or something like 1.2, 3.8, all that also is easy to plot. But if the values are not terminating, see, even if it terminates, if it's like say 2.875, you have to approximate it, right? 2.875 you cannot plot. It's a terminating decimal, 2.875. But how will you plot 2.875? So you will have to approximate it. You will approximate and plot, but the 3 points which you get may not be collinear. You cannot adjust there. So it's better we get integer values like this. It's better we have values which are for which we have a definite point on the graph paper. All right, children. So I was only helping you to find the integer values. I was telling you, so here we had to write x in terms of y. The denominator is 3. The denominator is 3. We tried 0. We did not get an integer value for x. Then we tried 1. 1 gives us an integer value. When y is 1, x is also 1. So we are happy. We found that first value of y. Now it's easy to find the others. When you get the first value of y, y is 1. Don't skip in 3s here, children. Use this one. When y is 1, it worked. Now after 1, you should take 1 plus 3, 4. Or you can take 1 minus 3, minus 2. Now again minus 3 to this, so you can take minus 5. minus 3, minus 8, or you can keep adding 3 to this. 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 3, 10, all that will work.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, if y is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to 1, can we do it?
Y is equal to?
Minus 1, ma'am. And x is equal to 1, can we do it?
You cannot assume both, no? You have to, when y is equal to minus 1, you should find x, right?
Yes, ma'am. If we found out that x is equal to 1, can we try that you have told me, ma'am, like adding 3 or subtract like that? Can we try like that?
Oh, I'm not getting you. No, I'm not getting you, Kanishka. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, if y is equal to minus 1, ma'am, if we substitute the value like the denominator by 11.
No, let's substitute. Yeah. So minus 4, minus 1. So that's 7 plus 4, 11 by 3. Okay. 11 by 3. When y is 1, x is 11 by 3.
Yes, ma'am. No, I'm telling like denominator by 11, ma'am.
Denominator is 11, yeah.
Yeah. If y is equal to minus 1, then we get 11 by 11, ma'am. So it's equal to y. So x is equal to 1 right now.
Correct. X is 1, yeah, correct.
Now can we try like adding plus 11 or minus 11 to that?
Correct, yeah. You should add 11. Correct. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. I had a doubt because the signs are different, like minus 1 and 1. So I had a doubt.
No. Yes. Whether it is okay, fine. Whether it is a negative value or whatever be the value, even if it is y is minus 1 here, okay, your doubt is when y is minus 1 and it's working, you get an integer value. You are saying if it's minus 1, what should you do? Should you add or subtract? Okay, you can do. You can if the denominator is 11, when the denominator is 11, and she's telling when the denominator is 11. When y is minus 1, so minus 4 minus 1 is plus 4. So 7 plus 4, 11 by 11, which is 1. So that minus 1, when y is minus 1, x is 1 is working. Correct, Kanishka? I think I got you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Now after that, so after y is equal to minus 1, you add how much to it? Add 11.
11, ma'am.
What will you get?
10, ma'am.
10. You have, what is the number? When y is minus 1, right? When y is minus 1. So
yes,
add 11. When you add 11, because the denominator is 11, add 11. So what do you get? 10. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now put 10 here. Y is 10. So minus 4 into 10, minus 40. Minus 40 plus 7 is minus 33. Minus 33 by 11 is minus 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. That's what it is. It's about identifying the first number, and then you can, whatever is the denominator, to that number you can add the denominator or subtract the denominator. Both will give you values which can be plotted correctly.
You said y is equal to, if y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 1, can be, you told to add 3 or subtract 3, no ma'am. If y is equal to minus 1, I had like that doubt, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. Whatever be the value here, when y is 1 or minus 1, whether negative or positive, to get the next number, when the denominators are like 3, 7, 11, to get the next value, add or subtract the denominator to this. Add or subtract the denominator to this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. If you have any questions, please stay back, else you may leave them.